Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining the DUS Property Monitor demonstration. DUS Property Monitor was developed to manage the green verification site visit results Fannie Mae receives from third-party vendor BrightPower. This demo will include functionality enhancements now available with the tool's second release. Notable enhancements include servicer loan number, additional data included in the export of data, Fannie Mae Green Asset Manager assignments, hover over detailed explanations on action buttons, an improved and expanded plan approval process from the initial plan due stage through the remediation completion stage, and inclusion of compliant property details. Before we get started, I'd like to mention a few items. The second release of DUS Property Monitor goes live on Monday, April 27th. If you already have access to DUS Property Monitor, you do not need to do anything. Enhancements will automatically be pushed to existing users on April 27th. If you do not have access to DUS Property Monitor, it is available in Technology Manager, and your technology administrator can provide access. Resources on how to obtain access are available in the updated job aid posted to the DUS Property Monitor website, which is available in the Apps and Tech section of FannieMae.com's website. The job aid also includes screenshots and guidance on how to use this system. A link to this recorded demo will be available on the DUS Property Monitor's website. There will also be links in an announcement you should receive when the tool's release notes are distributed. If you have questions, please email Green Asset Management at green_am@fanniemae.com. First, I'll point out improvements made to the inspection results dashboard. Then Brian and I will walk through an example scenario. On the dashboard, you'll first notice an improved design, or what we call user interface. When we click on a property, you now see the hide and expand functionality and the action buttons that are now more accessible. There's a new hover over functionality on the action button, defining their purpose, limiting confusion, which is helpful as users get used to the new functionality. Going back to the dashboard, columns now include servicer loan number, remediation due date, additional statuses, and Fannie Mae Asset Manager assignments. So taking these one by one, servicer loan numbers will be populated, but for the purposes of this demo, the data has been masked and the loan numbers were removed. Remediation due dates were previously only viewable from the property screen, but now also appear on the dashboard to enable portfolio-level tracking of non-compliance remediations nearing their due dates. Recall the remediation due date is entered during the first response to the non-compliance notice, when the remediation plan is entered to let Fannie Mae know when the completion repair items will be complete and fully remediated. Third, more statuses have been provided to give users the ability to manage the planning process separate from the remediation process, which is when the work is actually being completed. We'll show the purpose of these new statuses during the example scenario. We've also added compliant results. Many properties that are verified have no compliance identified. The ability to now view these compliant properties in DUS Property Monitor provides a better overall assessment of portfolio-level verification compliance. To view compliant properties, you click on Status and then click on Compliant. If we select an example property, you'll see the same property level information, but there are no action buttons since remediation is not required. There is the ability to add comments and upload files, which is very much optional. Number 4, Fannie Mae Asset Manager assignments have been added to make it clear when which green asset manager is working with the servicer on each property. Number 5, from the dashboard, the export feature now includes more data. To view this data, click Export in the upper right, then click Open. You'll see several columns, many of which were included in the first release. But if you scroll to the right, you'll see additional columns: original estimated energy savings, projected verified energy savings, original estimated water savings, projected verified water savings, and assigned to. Beginning in 2020, Fannie Mae and Bright Power started capturing energy and water savings information so that we are able to differentiate between the count of noncompliance and the relative savings lost to better assess the overall impact. Lastly, within the file, please see that there are multiple tabs, revealing even more data. The second tab shows EWEM level data to see relative compliance at that EWEM level. And the third tab shows the export of comments at the property level. We added data to the export to enable broader tracking and reporting capabilities. Now we will begin the example scenario. Brian will play the role of servicer, and I will act behind the scenes as the Fannie Mae Green Asset Manager. Please begin, Brian.
Thank you, Christine. As Christine mentioned earlier, we've improved and expanded the plan approval process from the initial plan required stage through to the remediation completion stage, and we'll show that process here. I will play the role of servicer. So after Fannie Mae loads the latest property inspection results, I will receive an email notice from DUS Property Monitor regarding a new non-compliant verification inspection. That status will come through as plan required. In this particular example, we're going to use property 8. So property name 8, you see it came through as plan required. I will click on that. I will review the results and will send a non-compliance letter to the borrower and work with that borrower to remit a remediation plan with a definitive due date. Now, the borrower is expected to inspect all units, not just those in the sample size that were deemed deficient, and the borrower in turn is required to develop a remediation plan that includes those additional deficient units and addresses all deficiencies in the remediation plan. And the course of action would be to replace the non-compliant EWEMs as expected. So I'm going to now update the system. I've spoken with the borrower, and the borrower has developed a remediation plan, and I'm going to provide that information to Fannie Mae. So as you see here, I'm letting Fannie Mae know that a remediation plan is being submitted and should meet all of the requirements of Fannie Mae. The borrower is expecting to have the property remediated within 30 days. I'm going to add that comment And now I'm going to upload the remediation plan. And I particularly like the drag and drop functionality. So I'm simply going to drag and drop that remediation plan. Hit the Start Upload button. Once the upload has completed, I hit Continue. I have no more files. I X out of that. I then put in the remediation date. And in this particular example, 30 days out is roughly May 15. I will add that. I will submit plan. And so this now puts it into the plan submitted stage and is sent to Fannie Mae, to a Fannie Mae asset manager for review. And I will leave it to you, Christine, to review that plan, please.
Thank you, Brian. As Fannie Mae asset manager, I'm logging in to DUS Property Monitor to review what Brian, the servicer, has submitted. I see the property number 8, and I'm reviewing the attachment and comments Brian submitted. As Fannie Mae asset manager, I have 2 options for action buttons. The first is return plan. If I had needed more information, I would send this back to the servicer with additional comments requested by returning the plan. But in this case, everything looks great. I will approve the plan. And now, Brian, it should be back in the servicer's court.
Thank you, Christine. So I receive, again, a notification, an email notification that the status on this particular property has changed. So I expect to see plan approved status. So I will click on that. And there is my property, property number 8, plan approved. I will open that up. So now I'm in the plan approved status. The borrower is going to undertake the remediation plan. So I'm in contact with the borrower on a frequent basis, and the borrower has let me know that they have now remediated the property, and they have provided that supporting documentation. So I'm going to alert Fannie Mae, and note that we're now approximately 30 days out. So we're within the remediation due date that we originally projected. So I'm going to add commentary to Fannie Mae that the borrower has submitted attached invoices, photos, certs, whatever else was used to support. I have reviewed the remediation support and find that it meets Fannie Mae standards and recommend that Fannie Mae approve the remediation and close out this request. So I'm going to add that comment. I'm also going to upload the different documents I have as support. And again, I'm going to drag and drop. Makes it very easy. I'm going to start the upload. Once complete, continue. No more files, X out. Now I'm going to submit that remediation. Again, you'll see the hover over information there for this action button. Submit the remediation. And now this request now goes into the remediation submitted stage and goes to Fannie Mae for review. Christine?
Thanks, Brian. I am Fannie Mae asset manager. I've just refreshed and I see that I have property 8 remediation documentation. I see the 3 uploads that Brian submitted. I review them. I review the comment. Everything looks good. So I'm going to add a comment approving the remediation. Had it not looked good, and had I required a bit more information, I would return the remediation. However, Since everything does look great, I'm going to approve the remediation, which essentially closes out the action. So Brian, you should see action closed now.
Thanks, Christine. I will refresh after receiving the notice in my email that the status has changed. I will look for remediation closed. And there is property number 8, remediation closed. So just review the comments. Everything is good and it is closed out. So this particular transaction has been fully vetted and fully closed at this point. I just wanted to make one point about another bucket that we created. During the course of our development of this, we came across issues when loans were liquidated in the process of verification or process of remediation. So if a loan is liquidated, that status will be remediation canceled. So that just simply lets you know the loan was liquidated. If the property was compliant or if a successful remediation took place before liquidation, the plan status would remain compliant or remediation closed. But and all other statuses would then transition to remediation canceled upon liquidation. So just wanted to bring that one last bucket up to explain that. And I believe that was it. I'll turn it back over to Christine for closing remarks.
Thanks, Brian. Now that we've completed our demonstration of the functionality that will be in the second release, deployed on Monday, April 27th, I just want to mention that we're also working on a third release, which is expected to be deployed to everyone in July 2020. Thank you for watching this webinar, and we hope you enjoy the new functionality that we've demonstrated.